Hey guys, so it is day 2 of the training in Massachusetts, and for most of you guys that do not know, we are actually here for NCOIC excellence training. So what an NCOIC is a non-commissioned officer in charge, and NCO stands for what we are. NCOs, of course, E5s and above are considered in the non-commissioned officer corps. So that's what we are. So today I wanted to kind of do my video a little bit different. Today I wanted to talk about the topic that we actually talked about today, which is professional development. And why I chose this topic is because professional development is not just for your military career if you're in the military, but it applies to other people too, regarding to your life and your goals and what you want to do. So I took some notes from what we did today, and I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys about it to see, to let you know my thoughts on it and give you some tips on what you could do. Alright, so going into professional development, I guess my first thing to open this up would be to know what you want to do with yourself, with your life, with your career, because as humans we sometimes get complacent and we let our life situations determine what we want to do with our life, and that most times hinder us from moving forward. A lot of us are probably in situations that we don't want to be in, or situations that we think we cannot control, when that's really not the matter, because at the end of the day we can come out of those situations. Yes, there might be a storm right now, but if you do not plant your seed where it can grow in that storm, then you're going to continue to be that soil, if that makes sense. So let's be that seed that blossoms and grows into a beautiful flower into the sunlight. Okay, so going into this, you have to be hungry for what you want, right? So don't settle for less. Don't settle for somebody telling you that you can't do it or that you're not good enough, because I have been working on this project and it's going on 2 years now since I actually started this project. And the reason why I haven't actually released the project is because I myself want to make sure that everything is in order. I don't want to put something with my name on it out there and it's not perfection to my standards. Of course, everything is not going to be perfect. There's always going to be a little hiccups, but I know what I want for myself and for what I'm trying to do, and I'm hungry for that. But I'm hungry to the point to where I gotta eat little pieces at a time, because once I throw it out there and it's not up to my expectations or other expectations, I'm going to fail. With that being said, if you know that you want to do something, you have your mind set on a goal, it's time for you to go ahead and go out there and get it. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize for my lighting. Y'all know I'm in this hotel room, so I don't really have good lighting, but I'm trying my best here. So yes, back to the matter at hand. Go out there and do what you need to do. Find the resources. Talk to people that may be already doing what you need to do, that of course are willing to help you, because I have reached out to people that were very nonchalant and don't want to help you. But my thing is, nobody does the same thing the same way. So just because you're trying to do something that somebody else is doing doesn't mean that you can't do it too. So going into that of being hungry, stop accepting the negative, because you have a lot of people that say, like I said before, you can't do it. That's not meant for you. What about this situation? What about that situation? If you let that hinder you, you will always be complacent. You will always be in that effed up situation that you don't want to be in. No, things do not happen when we want it to happen, because there's a time and a place for everything. There are situations you might need to get right, like your finances or your living situation, or if you have kids, if you're in a relationship, the state that you live in. Sometimes you have to jump out on faith and take a risk and that risk may be beneficial or it may not be beneficial. But how will you know if you don't go out there and take risks? And a lot of people are afraid to do that. I used to be afraid of taking risks, and so I started taking them, and things actually started looking up for me, because I was like, if I never would have took this risk, I never would have known, whether good or bad. That actually worked for me. Or you know what, that didn't work for me, let me try something else. So stop accepting the negative. So in order for you to stop accepting the negative, you have to go outside of your comfort zone. Now I'm going to speak this in two terms, right? So let's talk about this in a military way first, right? So as individuals in the military, NCOs, junior enlisted, we don't want to go outside our comfort zone. I'm a dental assistant, so I'm going to use me for an example. I'm a dental assistant, so I've been doing that for 7 years now, right? But in order for me to get ahead in my military career, I'm going to have to do things like go to drill sergeant school, do recruiter, be an instructor, take those assignments that nobody else wants to take, volunteer for deployments to get ahead if I want to stay in the military. Now, on another level, outside of the military, when stepping outside of your comfort zone, you might have to move to a different state. You might have to work in a job where you know somebody else worked there that you don't like, to figure out if that's what you want, or to get your foot in the door to what you want. Some people are working 2 to 3 jobs to get by, and they're afraid to take another job, but that job is where they actually want to be. But just say that job isn't full-time, but that job could possibly get you in the door to be full-time. So do not get complacent on, okay, this is just like when they need me, they call me in, but this is my passion. So do I take that risk, or do I just stay over here because this is where the money at? You have to get out of your comfort zone. You're not going to succeed if you do not get out of your comfort zone, people. We have to do that. A lot of us are not competitive. I used to not be competitive. I want all of us to win at the end of the day. But in the military, there are some cases where we have to be competitive, because if I sit around and wait on my peers to get on the same plane as me or the same ride as me, we're not going to make it. So I had to set myself apart and be competitive and do things that they will not do. I have to take classes that they are not taking. I have to take jobs that they don't want to take. I have to become a drill sergeant when I don't really want to become a drill sergeant. Like, you have to do stuff to set yourself apart. And I understand sometimes why some people don't want to help other people because of the trust factor, and some people are actually really spiteful. Some people are actually out there to get you because they're jealous of what you have, but they have too much time on their hands that they're trying to figure out what you're doing instead of trying to do that on their own, or stop being vindictive and reach out to you on a positive note, not a negative note. Y'all know that time is something that will pass you by, and time waits on no one. And just say that you're saying, okay, it's not the right time, or, you know, I just had a child a year ago, you know, I want to see my child grow up. I get it. But you know, that excuse is one excuse that leads to other excuses. Because if you sit there and base your situation, or you going out to do what you want to do on time, you're never going to be where you want to be. 2 or 3 years going to pass by and you're still in that place that you don't want to be in. You're still feeling sorry for yourself. You still don't want to move on. You still don't want to go out there and make that money that you need to make to be in a better situation for you or your family. So time is very valuable, and that's my pet peeve. When somebody wastes my time, I really hate that. So I try my best not to waste my time. It took me a while to realize what I wanted to do. If I wanted to stay in the military, if I wanted to start a business, if I wanted to get out, if I wanted to be a cosmetologist. Like, it's so many things that run around in somebody's head when they're trying to find who they are. But I've learned not to wait. I learned to start working on a thing at a time to see if that actually works for me. And if it doesn't work for me, how about I try a different route? And I'm actually in a good place right now. And you already know, if that situation is not for you, get out. If you're in a job that you do not like, get out. If you have a passion of being a nurse, go to school. You have a passion of being a doctor, a pharmacist, an eye surgeon, pursue that. Pursue that. There's endless opportunities out here for us all to eat. And I mean that. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in the military, because honestly, I do stuff outside of the military to make sure I'm successful whenever I decide to get out of the military, because the military for me was just a stepping stone. And once I stepped on that step, I started working on different avenues to make sure I was good. And then in the long run, when I make a family, my family will be good as well. So we gotta stop as humans. We gotta stop putting things off. We gotta stop feeling sorry about ourselves. We gotta go out there and get what we want to get, what we want. It's all about professional development, personal development too. We have to develop as a person. Some of us might still be trying to find out who we are, but how long does that really take? You can't let your situation blind you from the fact. And I say that because some people let, like, if they're in a relationship, their relationship is holding you back because you're putting your partner first and not putting you first. But your partner good though. But when your partner leave, you're gonna be stuck. That's just one example I'm giving. So with all that being said, I just want you to live for you. It's time for you to live your best life. It's time for you to go out there and get it. It's time for you to set those personal feelings aside and figure out what you really want to do with yourself, because time is of essence. And these schools are out here, there are resources out here, there are people out here that can help you get where you need to be. So don't just sit there and just ponder on the thought, because sitting, eating chips, watching TV, what is that doing for you? It's not doing anything for you. And yes, some things take time, but at least you know that what you're trying to do is going to be beneficial in the end. I can't go to school tomorrow and be a doctor the next day. Of course it doesn't work like that, but I'm working towards what I want, and I know in the end that it will pay off. It took me a while to learn not to be dependent on others, to learn to put myself before others, because I have a problem with that. I love to cater to people, I love to see other people happy, but what about me? I have to make myself happy too, because they're gonna be good, but I'm still gonna be sitting here twiddling my thumbs. That's not what I want to do. So we have to learn to put ourselves first. We have to learn to develop professionally and personally. We have to learn to become a better person for ourselves. And when we do that, we will be successful. So it is time to be successful. This is something that I just want to come talk to you guys about today, because this was one of our main topics that we started off with today, was professional development. And every speaker that talked today had some very, very good things to say, and it actually makes you sit up there and think, because if you're just sitting there being complacent, that's where you're always going to be. You're going to be complacent, you're going to be in the same place, and you're not just going to move forward. So it's time to drive on. We have to drive on. We have to be dependent upon ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's probably not that long, but this was just on my heart to talk about today, because a lot of us just don't get it, and it might take some time for others. I mean, it took time for me, and that's okay. Still every day I'm thinking if I still want to be in the military, if I want to get out, but I've came so far. And every day I see something different that say, oh, I think I could do this, you know. Let me work on this project so I can make sure I'm ahead and where I need to be when it comes time for me to get looked at again for promotion. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy Vlogmas!